Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another retro gaming review. This is another of John Gage's shit game challenges. Ship Pilot. Why is it playing Star Wars? Do they even have permission to use that? My guess is no, and I very much doubt that simply altering the rhythm is going to disguise that. Everyone with working ears in their head will be able to tell instantly that's Star Wars. So it seems as if this was never officially released in English, despite the English title, because it's got that word teclado, which is keyboard. Okay, so what we have here is a horizontally scrolling shooter with what? That didn't even touch me. So we've got a horizontal shooter with shitty hit detection and very jerky visuals. Well, I thought that was a power-up. Oh, you can piss off. It's so jerky. Oh God, I'm actually struggling to see some of these bullets because they blend in a bit too well with the background. That is a problem I didn't really expect to have on a colour capable 8-bit computer like the Amstrad's. What? I didn't even touch that. So it's got the words game over in English, but it hasn't got the English word for keyboard. Figure that one out if you can, because I sure can't. Let's give this another go. Oh, shut you. Well, I didn't even get an explosion that time. This game is quite... Oh, this has got absolutely abysmal hit detection. Ooh, managed to get a power up, and that actually was a power up that time. That it is. Remember that from last time. Hey, I was above that. How did my explosion end up below it? What was that sound? Oh. I mean, I could be wrong. I very much doubt it, but I get the feeling I'm going to be calling this game Shit Pilot before long. Let's give this another go. It's reasonably fast. It's just really jerky, and I can't help feeling it would have been better to make the sprites a bit smaller, or perhaps use fewer colours, because it's clearly struggling to have a smooth game, and it's not just an aesthetics issue. When it's jerky like this, it means that it's really hard to determine whether or not bullets are going to hit you, because you can't tell if they're actually going to hit or miss you, because everything's so choppy. What? I didn't even touch that! What's that sound effect all about? Oh God. So this... Whoa. Oh, blimmin' hell. What? I haven't actually lost my powered up weapon. That's a bit of a novelty normally. Oh, so you can actually touch the ships. I just went straight through that and didn't die. No. God, that was close. What? I never touched that. Oh, I got to level 2. Okay, so what's going on here then? I really hope they're going to have decent hit detection for this, because otherwise this is going to be nigh on impossible. Oh, I can't shoot those, okay. Ugh. This really isn't a particularly interesting game. It's just a box standard shoot 'em up, and there's a severe lack of extra weapons. I mean, it's not exactly going to give R-Type a run for its money. It's nowhere near as polished as that, and it's just... Is it me, or is this bit as easy as taking a piss? It seems like all I've got to do is stay on the left, and things are going to have a hard time getting to me. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say things like that. That's normally the time when things start to get ridiculous, and then something totally unexpected or cheap happens. And I know this is an 8-bit machine, but surely the Amstrad could have come up with a better sound effect for the firing of my weapon than that. It sounds very early 1980s, and this is a game from 1991, so you'd think it would have progressed somewhat. Especially as people who had stuck with the Amstrad would have wanted their machine to go out with a bang rather than a whimper, and have something that really knocked their socks off to say farewell to support for a machine that had presumably been their beloved machine for so long. Oh, come on, can we have another level? This is actually starting to get tedious. Oh, God. This is really boring. Well, it's not as bad as Pit Fighter and Home Runner. That's something. It's just... I personally wouldn't say this was shit. I mean, it's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but there are far worse games than this. I mean, if I had a choice between Home Runner, Ship Pilot, Double Dragon 3, and Pit Fighter on the CPC, this would win hands down. At least this is somewhat playable, even though it does have some rather fundamental flaws. Come on! Oh, I didn't actually know I had a bomb. What? I didn't even touch that! Okay, I think I'm going to finish that review there. Oh God, I cannot believe this is using the Star Wars theme. John Gage, who actually set this challenge, actually once reviewed a Commodore 64 game that was supposedly based on the television series The A-Team, and for some reason even that used the Star Wars theme. Don't ask. Anyway, back to Ship Pilot. Yeah, I think I would call it Shit Pilot, because it is a bit shit, really. Graphics, okay, they're just... Oh, 1988, sorry, I thought it was 1991 for some reason. But even for 1988, it's still not that impressive. So, graphics, bit bland, really. I mean, they're colourful. They're just the shapes of the ships are just range from the absurd to the not particularly interesting. And the animation's very choppy. So we'll get to the frame rate again when we get to gameplay. Sound, bit disappointing. I mean, it sounded more like something from the earlier part of the 1980s rather than from the latter. It sounded more like the kind of sound effect you expect while playing Space Invaders or something like that. For a game from 1988, maybe I was expecting a bit of a better sound effect for the firing of the gun. And then there's this rather iffy music, which I very much doubt that Kabula actually had permission to use. Gameplay. It's all right, but as I said when mentioning about the graphics, all of the animation is just so choppy and jerky, and playability is not too bad, but it does suffer from some pretty bad hit detection. I can't help thinking that the frame rate issues play a part in that. I mean, there are even some bits where I was hit by something that was below me, yet the actual explosion of my ship suddenly switched to below where I actually was. As in, I was above the bullet that hit me, but my explosion appeared below it. You saw that a moment earlier in this review. So no, this really isn't a particularly interesting shoot 'em up, and I can't really say that it particularly grabbed me. So I'm going to give Ship Pilot 4 out of 10. It's not as bad as the John's other shit game challenges. I mean, it's somewhat playable. It's just not particularly imaginative or original, and it just didn't really set the world alight. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this review. Hope to catch you another one soon. Texie88 out.